American Way is an amazing comic book. It's from the DC line, but it's not tied into the DC Rebirth. This is set in Detroit in the 1960s, 1970s, but probably mainly the 70s, where the hero community are lying low. We focus on an African American hero who works for the government, stopping a gang that is forcing drug dealers to stop. At times, or all the time, they're killing them, and the government doesn't want that. Well, they don't want that killing to happen, not the drug thing to happen. Or do they? Well, only one issue with the second one coming out soon. It's only going to cost you $3.99, and this is really a good comic book. I mean, I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see where this storyline is going. There's a lot of different plot holes in here that right now only one issue in that right now that it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, but I feel as though it could be going somewhere. So when you're at your local comic book store, definitely go check this out, The American Way. Alright, up next, we're going to be moving all over to Marvel. Tll Mighty Thor. This is an amazing comic book, but I'll mainly be focusing on issues 19 through 21, which is pretty much the beginning of this new story arc that's going on. We have someone who gets the chance to be Thor. So we have three Thors now. We have Odin's son, we have Jane Foster. Spoilers, I'm sorry if you didn't already know that, but it's such a great read. And now we have a third Thor, tongue tie there, that pretty much will shock you. And yes, pun was intended there. But pretty much this is how it all starts off, just to give you a little idea. So you remember watching the movie Thor, the second one with the evil little elf guy. Well, okay, in the comic books, he's, since the beginning of issue 1 for Tll Mighty Thor, has been really a big sore, thorn inside of Thor, who's been starting this conflict. So pretty much so that he's been trying to wipe out the rest of the good elves. So he's like the evil elf, and then there's like good elves. Sounds like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, but it's a little bit more different. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Anyway, this Asgardian has to pick up the mantle of Thor to really stick it to him, and the way that he becomes Thor is touching. It's sad, actually. I think it was issue 19, like I said, that started the story arc that's really going to reel you in. And so yeah, definitely go to your comic book store and check out these 3 issues, or 4, because I think the 4th one should be coming out during this recording. But right now, 3 issues in, only going to cost you about $11.97 plus tax. You won't be disappointed. It's definitely not somebody you would have thought of. Like I said, it's a shocker. So yeah, definitely go to a comic book store and give this a look-see. Up next, we're going to stay with Marvel and just talk about a different comic book called Brave New World. Brave New World is a tie-in to the Secret Empire. Now, this isn't really a must-read comic book, but you definitely wouldn't be disappointed. Nice little stories that's in there that also give you the where were you while this was happening, or during this was happening, or pretty much Hydra Nation's taking over. And we get little stories within each comic book. Now, there's 5 issues out. I've only been able to read 4. The 5th one probably just came out this week, or it's going to come out soon. I know that it's going to have Blade in it, so yeah, just look out for that. But pretty much there's different stories that's in this comic book. The main one that really focused on was Namor. And for those who don't know who Namor is, pretty much let me give you a quick history. He's like Aquaman from the DC universe, but from Marvel. But Namor came out before Aquaman, so there you go, a little quick history. And he has to fight his cousin or his sister named Mora. I think it's his cousin. Um, because pretty much Namor took on the side of Hydra, of the Hydra Nation with Steve Rogers, so that way his nation, Atlantis, can be saved from destruction. They already lost a couple people due to this war, and so he's like, I'm stay neutral. I'm not gonna interfere with what you guys do. And pretty much whoever comes to him, he just puts in custody, and like, I'm not gonna fight this war. I'm not going to let you leave, because if I let you leave, that means I had a chance to hold you back. And when Steve Rogers finds out that I could have held you, but I didn't, I let you go, and you cause trouble, it can cause even more harm to my nation. I can't let that happen. You also have Misty Knight in here, I think like issue 4. So yeah, Misty Knight, for those, again, who probably don't know who she is, if you ever seen the Luke Cage series on Netflix, she's the woman with the Afro puff that Luke Cage was really messing with. Yeah, so this is a great comic book. Like I said, 5 issues, and it's only going to cost you $19.95 plus tax, or you can pick them up individually, or again, you can just wait until all this comes out 6 months later, or when the trades come out. We will be staying in the Marvel universe. And next is Venom Verse. The Venom Verse. Now, we have 4 issues that's out. I only been able to read 3. And so far, we are in a new, different universe. It's not connected to the main universe that we're used to reading if you are starting to read Marvel Comics. And we have the symbiote that, if you don't know, it's that black thing that connected to Spider-Man, Peter Parker, way back in the 90s, or probably earlier than that, whenever the story comic book came out. But the symbiote is now connecting with Wolverine, Laura, connecting with Gwenpool, and also bonding with Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes. Now, for some reason, they just haven't explained in the comic book where this is going. All we know that at the end of each comic book is that Captain America, who is also bonded with the symbiote, is saying, we need your help, there's a war coming. So like the first issue, that was cool. It's like, oh my goodness, where's this going? Second issue is like, okay, cool, all right. Third issue is kind of like, okay, I get the point, there's a war coming. Where are we going with this? Now, I may be wrong. Again, I haven't read the 4th issue, so maybe they elaborate a little bit more. But if the 4th issue ends with Captain America in the symbiote suit showing up saying, we need your help, I'm like, well, where are we going with this? Because I don't see a war. I don't see anything talking about a war, like, at a different part. I don't know. It's just, it's an okay read. It's an okay read. If you want to hop in this comic book, it's not going to hold you back, and again, it's not tied into anything other than the Venom Verse. So yeah, I mean, if you love Venom, a fan of him, this is a different twist of reading. So yeah, definitely go pick up Venom Verse, 4 issues in, and we're talking about $15.96, or you can just pick up one comic book. I mean, so far they are connected, obviously, but they're not really tied into one another. Like, if you decide to go pick up issue 4, you don't have to worry about issue 1, 2, and 3, because they don't have anything tied in other than the symbiote Captain America coming in at the end of the comic book saying, there's a war coming and we need your help. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You're about to see this ugly mug yet again. Alright, so we got to talk about the American Way. Now, this is part of the DC universe, but not really. It's like Vertigo. So they're under like DC property, but not really DC related. And like I said, it takes back in the 70s. It has a nice, good feel to it. It's definitely a good comic book to go pick up and read. Something different, something new. And, like I said, I only been able to read 1 issue. I'm waiting for the second one to come out. And once that second issue comes out, I know it's going to be really good right now. The drive for the storyline and the story arc seems like it's going in the right direction, but with only one issue out, I can't really give you that much. But definitely you should go to the comic book store and pick this one up. So we got Mighty Thor, which is also an amazing comic book. If you really wanted to read up on Mighty Thor, then you can pick up the trade backs. But we're mainly talking about these 3 issues because now there's a new Thor that came into the scene. Now I'm waiting for the next issue to come out, and I can give you more depth into it if you guys really want me to add this into a later issue of Hop In. You know, it's very touch bringing. You know, it pulls on the heartstrings, especially how this story came about in a way that you would not be wasting your time if you was to go to the comic book store and pick this up. So definitely go to the comic book store and check out Almighty Thor. Brave New World is a tie-in to the Secret Empire. It's not really a major, huge tie-in to the Secret Empire, but it gives little side stories of probably some characters, or mainly the citizens of the Hydra Nation, that don't really feel as though they need to follow the Hydra Nation because it's downright wrong. So yeah, this is an excellent comic book, 5 issues in. And we're about the 5th issue. We'll see what Blade has anything to do with it. So yeah, go to the comic store. Also pick up this amazing, Brave New World that has a tie-in, but not really something you need to concern about. But it's definitely something different that can make you feel like you know exactly how these guys are in the comic book, how they feel. So yeah, definitely go to the comic store and pick up this 4-issue comic book. Alright, so the Venom Verse, which is the last comic book that we talked about. Now, this is definitely outside of the main universe for Marvel. So this mainly focuses on very different variant characters who bond with the symbiote, however you want to call them. And at the end of each comic, they team up, or Captain America, who is in a symbiote, is bonded with it, says, "I need your help. There's a war coming." So they really haven't elaborated or talked more or expressed more about what this war is. But I mean, anything as far as there's always just a team up, there's a war somewhere and it's happening. Maybe in the 4th issue, which the 4th issue, which I haven't picked up yet, is probably gonna talk about it. But until I actually read it, or if you go to the comic book store and go pick it up yourself, I won't know. So hopefully you read all 4, or you read 2 or 3. You let me know if the 4th issue is finally, getting to the point of war. Alright, so we got to talk about 4 comic books today. Hopefully those 4 comic books, I gave you enough information that make you want to, go pick up the comic books. Definitely check out all the other issues of Hop In, where there's different comic books that I also talk about. So hopefully you might want to go check them out. This is not the only content that I do on my channel. I also talk about motorcycles, so if there's some things that you want to know about motorcycles, leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll try to answer to you in the comment section or in another video. I just recently added new content to this channel, which is Kev's Weekly Pool, where I go to my comic book store and I show you the comic books that are new on the rack for that week, and then I also show you the comic books that I pulled off that rack for my weekly pool, and also my comic book store if you live in the Philadelphia area. I give you all the information so you can, if you're nearby, go check it out. It has a lot of cool, amazing things in there. He is a collector of pop culture that has to do with comic books. And if this Wednesday, if I get that video out just a little bit late for Kev's Weekly Pool, it's because I started a new job and training, so it's a little bit different than what I'm used to. So I definitely will have a video out for Kev's Weekly Pool. Just stay in tune for that, as I always say. Please like and subscribe. This will definitely help out, and let me know if you guys really enjoyed this content. So as usual, I've been Kev, you've been you. Please, let's stay in tune.